The African ghettos are a harsh place to live. It's hurtful what most people go through just to survive these harsh suburbs. Life is a constant struggle. Most of the children we'd see in the ghetto have unpredictable futures, but here is a remarkable story of one young man's life, a man who had a will to train, a passion for martial arts, and a blind ambition, but an ambition nonetheless. Joel Vincent Likami, who turned his life around from being a street kid to a bodyguard.
I'm 26 years old, I'm married, and I'm blessed with 2 daughters. It's really a long journey because I can remember when I was like 8 years old at a place where I was brought up in Western Kakamega, when my family was really like, they are not in a good relationship. Because there was a time my dad, they used to fight a lot with my mom, they quarrel in the house. So life was very hard for us because by the time we were not understanding anything, we were like in the dark.
His dad was a drunk who always fought with his mom, and his mom wasn't liked by the father's family so much to a point they forced him to marry another. The mother had no choice but to leave her home with her kids. She brought them to Nairobi, where he had an aunt who worked as a maid and lived in a servant quarter. They stayed with her for some time before settling in an area called Kangemi. Joe enrolled himself in a local primary school here. The mother did small-end jobs that included washing clothes, selling spinach, and even selling cheap alcohol to small pubs. She had kids to feed. It was all so new and so different for Joe. He was too young to understand all this hardship.
When I reached in Standard 4, my dad came from Ushago. He was feeling like, hey, my children, I've thrown them. So he felt kidogo pity, so he came back. After he came back here in Nairobi, yes, he met us. We stayed kidogo, we stayed for like 6 months. Then the wife from Ushago, she followed my dad. So after there, we stayed. Now all of them, it came a time that we cannot stay like my dad with 2 wives and the sister and him and us in one room. It was kidogo tricky. So my mom decided to occupy a small house for us. We came somewhere we call Kangemi. When I was like now 10 years old to now, 10 years old, I started doing very weird things for the family so that they could get some daily bread. Because now, even for me, things was very hard, the way my parents have been reacting.
The second wife followed. The old family fights were back. Joe and his little sisters would be crying every day. You could imagine the trauma. At just age 10, Joe left his home. He started living with a friend in what was nothing but a shack. This was still better than the atmosphere at home. Although Joe missed his sisters and he knew his mom wasn't earning enough to provide for them, he wanted to help. On the weekends, he would go for weddings.
I started doing kidogo business, and which was not really good for me because I used to go for the weddings. When I get this kidogo food, when people have eaten, you take the food, you go, you bring some for the family, some you sell for these people who have animals like pigs, you get some kidogo money. So that food was only helping us for almost 2 days. So it was very hard for us. Even the sisters, for them, they are waiting for me to go. For the day to come, I go to the wedding. You know, it was very hard. I mix even the sodas. I take the sodas, I mix every soda, Coca-Cola, Sprite, everything. You see, at least in 5 liter or even 20 liter thing, I'll take to my family. For them, they will not care if the soda is mixed Coca-Cola or Sprite or Crest. They'll just feel happy because at least they have had something for the day. So it was very hard. I was feeling very bad because this food I was bringing, sometimes, you know, we don't have even fridge or somewhere to keep it. It will only last for 3 or 2 hours. Then from there, it will be spoiled. And you can imagine the food I've already spoiled and the kids are eating.
He met other kids at these weddings who gave him the idea of selling peanuts. He would sell peanuts on the street daily after school. For little sums of money, Joe also did jobs like selling dogs, washing clothes, and even peeling potatoes. An important turning point came in Joe's life through his biggest role model, a man named Andrew. Andrew was a kickboxer and a bouncer. Joe admired his skill, physique, and personality. A glimpse of Andrew would make his day. It's like he had seen a superstar.
When I used to see him, I used to feel like I want to be like this guy because he used to be the role model. He used to be the star, you know. He's good, he's really nice, the way he dressed, the way what he does. I was very happy, you know, when I see him. So by that time I was 13 years old when I met him somewhere. We were watching a movie in a local movie theater. So we were watching this movie. After this movie, Imeisha, we start talking about it. And remember, I'm very young, and this guy is big, is good, but because I needed to be closer to him, yeah, I started to him the story about the movie. You see, so we talked a kidogo. On that process, when I was talking to him, it felt like I like training a lot. I have that inspiration of training in me. So he asked me, my friend, it's like, you like training a lot. I told him, yeah, that is my life. I really like training. And I just, even in the house, I just do my stuff, what I know. Because most of the time I used to come here, somewhere where they used to train. I see them, when I watch them, what they do, I go home. When I'm alone, I try to do. So it's like it was inside me. So one day he told me, I'd like to train you, but only if you can be serious.
So Andrew liked this kid and agreed to train him as long as he was ready to take all the pain and intensity. Joe was so happy to be under the wing of Coach Andrew. He became so good and earned a title in the ghetto. He was known as Captain Joe. He would even participate in tournaments. The training was tough, but he didn't quit. In fact, he was shuffling between selling peanuts, going to school, and kickboxing. At this point, many of his friends were into drugs, and some of them were even thugs. They even tried convincing him to start stealing, but he refused.
Even some friends, they used to come at my house, they had some stuffs, they hide their guns even in my mattress down, you know, they cut the mattress, they put the guns inside. For me, I will not know, you know, because not always I'm at my house. Because I trusted them as friends, I'll just let them stay in my house. But it came to one day I knew this is the things that was happening when I was not there. So I stopped them and I shifted from where I was living to somewhere else.
He lost several friends to drugs and police gunfire. He was clearly on the right track. While he was occupied with his passion for kickboxing, other people just like Joe were going astray.
when I remember back, I've been doing so crazy things. I've been selling even drugs. I've been fetching water for people for me to get something. I've been, to chonga viazi to make chips. I cut my hands.
Joe was 15 now, still hustling for work, still training. Andrew knew he needed money, so he got him a job as a bouncer. People aged under 18 aren't even allowed into clubs. He was a bouncer at one. He was initially so excited to land this job. It was so unexpected for him. He could provide for his mother and sisters now. But this job soon showed him new challenges. While protecting people and property at the club, he had to fight thieves and drunkards. He would often get injured. He wished to quit many times, but the image of his hungry sisters kept him going.
I've been fighting a lot in the club, but sometimes you don't even feel good when you fight, but you get yourself into it. And because you are on duty, you can't run away. You are the one who has to protect people there. So if you run away, it will be like you don't know your duty.
Haikuwa inanifurahisha cause alikuwa anakuja maybe ameumia, anakuja nguo zenye alienda nazo zimeraruka. Namuuliza sasa hii yote ni nini? Ananiambia ni kupigana, anakuja ameumia mikono. Inabidi mimi nimfanyie first aid. Zingine hata inabidi atokeende kwa hospitali. Alafu ndio akafanyia kazi ya bouncer akafanya, ndio akakuja. Sasa akaniambia unajua nimepata hii job ya kufanyia bodyguard, sitakuwa nafanya bouncer sasa kwa club. Ndakuwa naenda na protect mtu mmoja tu. Kamwambia ni poa as long as haipiganwi ni sawa. But hata hiyo iko tu hivyo cause lazima apigane akiprotect ule mtu, ndiye huyo mtu asiumie juzi. Ikozi anatafuta pesa na ule mtu akiumia unaona huyo mtu maybe siku nyingine hata muita kuja uni protect. Sasa inabidi apigane. Hata sometimes mimi huzunika namuuliza na sasa mtu akatoka huko na gana kuja kushoot, utasema ulishutiwa wapi? Hata sijui venye anakuanga akienda huko akitoka kila jioni na stuka anashindwa na sasa ameenda sijui kwenye ameenda. Maybe askari atakutana na askari kuzio kazi yao ni risk. Anaweza kutana na askari sometimes wamshike wamfungie. Anaweza enda huko apate shida huko. Mimi mwenyewe sijui huko. Sijui kwenye yako saizi yuko na mtu mmoja itinitenda ayuko kwa club itinitenda kuuliza hapo maybe bwanangu anafanya hapa. Ni mtu ameenda kuprotect saizo. Unaona unashindwa utaenda kuuliza nani?
He worked as a bouncer for about 5 years. He was now well known as a kickboxer and a bouncer. So a new door opened for him. Personal bodyguard. Rich people called him to protect them in various situations. It could be just a night out, a journey, or an event. From an 8-year-old straight out of the village to a personal bodyguard, Joe has come a long way. Joe introduced me to all his friends and fellow kickboxers. They were all very welcoming. I was happy to see how close-knit they were. Seems like they've been through a lot together. There was an incident in which Joe narrowly escaped death. The 2007 post-election violence. Tribal clashes had brought the whole nation to a halt. People were being killed. Joe almost fell victim to the situation. Death almost literally knocked on his door.
Au ngeenda kwa kiosk kubuy anything kwa sababu ulikuwa ukitokezea unapatana na watu nje, wanaume. Alafu kuna wakati mmoja tulikuwa tumekaa kwa nyumba na babake, au watu wakakuja. Kamwambia ingie chini ya kitanda kwenye hataweza kumpata cause yeye ni Mluya na mimi ni Kikuyu. Na unajua walikuwa hizi kabila zingine juu walikuwa wengi walikuwa Wakikuyu hao watu. Wakikuja wakipata wewe ni Mluya, either wakatakate ama wanakuchapa na kufukuza. Wakaniuliza kwa wapi mzee wangu, nikamwambia ametoka huko. Wakaniuliza ama namficha, nikamwambia hapana, simfichi.
Inspiration, the people who have changed my life is Coach Kusimba, who is my coach, and Jean-Claude Van Damme also is my role model.
Oh wow, it's really touching to hear that your coach is your role model.
Thank you, thanks a lot. Also, I have to own my own school. I need a school of martial art academy, that is kickboxing school or a martial arts institute somewhere where you can go learn martial art, all in papers and all in practical. So, and still to own my own security company, something like security for hire, coming to bodyguard, bouncers, guards, and all under investigation, security, private investigation, all of them. Yeah.
Wow, your dreams are really motivating. Well, good luck with all that, and just to let you know that we encourage you and our prayers are with you.
Yeah.
And you're really doing a good job, and if you've come this far, then I'm sure you'll do much more in the future.
Thank you a lot.
It was amazing to meet you.
You too, nice to meet you. May God bless you.
May God bless you too.
Thank you.
Thanks. There is a moral to every story. From the story of Joe's life, we learn how truly important hard work is. Also, we should be thankful for our lives, for there are several people going through tougher times. Joe had two roads to choose from, good or bad, right or wrong, and the decisions he made have kept him way better off than most youth from the ghetto. We see street kids daily, we see roadside vendors daily. Who would think that one of these young kids knocking at our car window could have so much talent or potential? I believe if Joe had a better living, he could be a world champion in kickboxing. Although his life as it is truly remarkable. He passes on his skills to youth and friends who knows he could create a champion out of them. I would love to see his dream come true, wouldn't you? Maybe we all know someone like Joe who would need just a little help in reaching their dream.